Hello, people of Our Lady Perpetual Hope. This is your pastor with this week's installment of Flock Notes. And we're still in our Easter season, so I want to wish you all a very happy Easter. And I hope this season is going well, that we are deepening our relationship with the risen Lord in this Easter time especially. And so, as I always say at the beginning of these messages, uh, the ads below me, and we want to be attentive to the bulletin and to the lectors or to the announcements at Mass, so that we can all plug into what's going on here at LPH. And there's a couple of things that I want to bring to our attention, and then we'll get into what we're going to hear in the readings. And so, our religious ed program, elementary school, middle school, even high school, they can all use help from adult volunteers. And so, if you feel called to join in any of these ministries of with the middle school, the elementary school, or the high school, please contact Jorge here at the office and let him know we'd love to have you. And I will say this: one of the great things I remember from my high school days, especially, was our dynamic youth group. And what made it dynamic was the team of volunteers that came together to to make this happen. And so I just hope that this tugs on somebody's heart to maybe they have the heart for feeding the youth spiritually. And so all of our youth programs do need some help with adult volunteers. And so elementary school, middle school, high school. And then also, too, uh, going on, um, we are beginning for those uh, who have lost a spouse or lost a loved one. And so we are beginning Seasons of Hope, embracing life after loss. And this support group will be on Mondays from 6:30 to 8 p.m. beginning April 20th. So Deacon Mark is going to be leading that. So he's the person to contact um, to if that is something that interests you. And also too, Father Min will be giving a presentation coming up on May 6th. It'll be he'll do a morning one at 10 a.m. and he'll do an evening one at 6:30, and both of those in the Holy Family Center. And the topic is mystagogy, living the faith that and living our faith in this Easter season after we've received the sacraments, and so living that faith here amongst us. And so we can I don't know how many people are going to be there, but I know that in the past a lot of the presentations he did were we had a lot of people, and so we were asking people to just contact us so we can reserve a spot for you, because we're also going to be handing out materials, and so that way we know how many of this to get and how many of that to get and whatnot. So that's coming up here. And so also Trish is on her Bible studies on on Mondays. This one is going to be starting May 4th. A new one. It is going to be a biblical walk through the Mass. And so for those of us Catholics who have been attending Mass the entire time, all of our lives, this will help bring some clarity, certain things that we may have had questions about in all these years, and also be a good time for us when we can take this in, and maybe when others have questions about, how come you do this at Mass, or how come you do that Mass, or where's this in the Bible that we do at Mass? Well, that's what this Bible study is going to address. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what you're going to hear at Mass on this Sunday. The gospel is going to be pretty long, but the gospel is the road to Emmaus. And so the disciples are on the road to Emmaus. They're dejected because the last thing they knew that Jesus was crucified and was buried. And then on their road to Emmaus, Jesus appears to them. And they didn't know it was him at first. But then I'll just read you a little part about what we're going to hear. So he tells us, when they were going on, he gave them the impression that he was going on further. But they urged him, "Stay with us, for it is nearly evening, and the day is almost over." So he went to stay with them. And it happened that while he was with them at table, he took bread, said the blessing, broke it, and gave it to them. And with that their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. And so we recognize our Lord also in the breaking of the bread. Every time we come to Mass together. And when we recognize our Lord, the line that we make for communion is our road to Emmaus. And this is why we don't just put them all on a shelf, or not on a shelf, but put them all like in a bowl and just pass them around. Everybody can take them and this, that, and the other. No, we come forward because this is our road to Emmaus. We go to meet the risen Lord, who is present, body, blood, soul, and divinity, in the bread of communion. And so part of the biblical foundations of the Mass is this. What we are going to experience on this particular Sunday through the readings, and then through, well, here's the readings, now we're going to do it. We make our trip, our road to Emmaus, and we meet the risen Lord along the way. And so with that, I want to say I hope you've all have had a great week and a glorious Easter time, and I hope to see you all in Mass on Sunday.